Hey folks, Matt from EduCrew here, and today we'd like to talk about a little more of an advanced issue, or advanced topic, and that is changing the skins, or what the players look like, in the game. So we're going to change that in MinecraftEDU, and let's show you how. First thing we're going to do is get the resource pack out of MinecraftEDU, and that's located in the Minecraft folder, in the resource packs folder, and you see it here, mcedu underscore resource pack.zip. Now we can't do anything with that by itself. We first need to extract that. So the tool I use for that is called isarc, and that's a free program. I'll put the link to that in the description. That's a free thing that you can download and use if you don't have another extraction program like WinZip or WinRAR or one of those programs. This is always an option. So we're going to actually extract this file. Let's just extract it here for now, and that'll actually bring out what was inside that file, and that was these three things: assets folder, pack.mcmeta, and pack.png. Now we'll go over what these other things are in a little bit, but what we're really interested is in the assets folder, and then inside Minecraft folder, and then we have a folder called MCEDU textures. These are textures that are specific to MCEDU, or MinecraftEDU, and what we're going to look at are two folders here. One is mobs, and mobs is just a little shortcut for the players and any other characters in the game. So if we look at that, you'll see that we have a whole bunch of files in here, and they're actually just image files. And if we click on one or two, you'll see it'll open, but it'll be really tiny. And if we zoom in on this guy, it doesn't look like much, but this is actually what tells the program what your player looks like. So these are the ones that come with MinecraftEDU. You'll see there are 12 student male skins, 12 student female skins, and 8 each of male and female teachers. Okay, and all these names are coded into MinecraftEDU, and it looks for these names specifically. Okay, but we can go ahead and change those. So once we've extracted, like we have already done with the extraction program, we can replace these files. Now, we can't just replace them with anything, so we're going to actually pick some skins that we'll find online and other places. You can make your own. You could find some that are already made, and that's kind of what we're going to do right now. A couple places you can do that. Let's look at a few sites that are available. This one is pretty good as far as making your own skin. All these sites have built-in editors where you can change what the skin looks like, and front and back and everything like that. Or you can pick things that are already made. This is called needcoolshoes.com. Another one that has a lot of examples is minecraftskins.com, and there's a lot of samples and things that other people have made. And another one that we like, and the one that we're going to use today, is called NovaSkin. And this has some really cool features that you might want to explore. In this case, we're going to go to the skin editor, and you'll see it pop up with a bunch of samples on the side here, and then you'll be able to edit them in this window here in a second. And there we go. Alright, so this too, you can spin the guys around, and you can use the tools to change things that you'd like, or you can look at some of the skins that have already been made. So I'm going to pick one just by random. Let's do something a little more teacher-like. Let's do this guy here. Let's see what he looks like. Very proper. Okay, so now we have the skin, and we can make changes to this if we wanted to. Um, we could change colors, change the appearance. One of the things that we might want to do, and as part of what this whole process will be, bear with me for a second, we're going to actually pose our character, and you'll see why in a little bit. So this system here allows you to actually manipulate how the character is posed. So we can change things like his arm, and these tend to be a little counterintuitive as far as what directions they're moving and things like that. So you'll have to kind of get used to it. And we'll move his left arm this way a little bit. And you can actually bend these. Let's see. That. And left arm bending like that. Alright, and let's get his legs to move a little bit. And right leg, we're going to go this way. Left leg, we're going to go this way. It takes a second for it to catch up. Let's bend these guys a little bit as well. And lastly, we can put something in his hand. Let's put a sword. And that'll pop away in a second. It's not the fastest sight all the time, but it actually does a really good job of what we need it to do. Alright, so now we have our character. He's in a running pose, and we are good to go. So we have our character, so we are going to actually go from here to save. And here's a part where you need to kind of pay attention a little bit. Since we are in MinecraftEDU, we are in pre 1.8, or since we are in 1.7 or 1.6. So the skin texture file has changed a little bit with the brand new version of Minecraft. So we are in a previous version, so we're going to convert this to an older format. It's just a smaller file. And we hit save. We're still going to get this same window, that's fine. And now we're going to actually save both of these pictures that are on this page. And we're not going to do it through the download. We don't want to do that. We can just save it as an image. So if we right click on this guy over here and save image as, I have a folder already set up that we can use, and we need to make sure that we name these files correctly. You can do it now or you can do it later. It's kind of easier if we do it now if you know the name. So the names go first EDU, and in this case we're doing a teacher and male. Oops. And we'll call it number 1. There's 1 through 12, and that's .png. Okay, and we'll save that. That's saved. And we're also going to save this picture over here, and you'll see why in a little bit. And you'll see why we posed it as well. So we'll do the same thing, save image, and this is going to have a slightly different name, and we'll see that in a second. This is going to be EDU, teacher, male, 1, and it's going to have a little bit longer name. Oops. And this is actually a preview file, and you'll see what that is in a second. Okay, and that guy is saved. Alright, let's get out of here. And let's close this for a second. Now, this is the folder we already have started. Now, before I did this video, I downloaded a few skins for the students. And so I downloaded 12 females and 12 males that were different than the original ones. And if we look at these, you'll see there's just the small files that we saw before. Alright. Now, that second picture that we saved was a preview, and let me show you what those look like. So we get this transparent file, and that's what the little checkerboard means, transparency. So there's actually nothing there for the computer to see. And we have our character here in the corner. Now if we look at the one we just downloaded as a preview, you'll see it's big. We have the transparency, that's good, but our character is too big. Okay, and what we're going to use this for in the game won't pick it up correctly. So what we're going to actually do is go to another site. If you have Photoshop and you're familiar with Photoshop, by all means use that or any other photo editing program. But if you don't, there is online versions that are of course free. It's just a website. And in this case it's apps.pixlr.com/editor. So basically this does everything that basic Photoshop tasks that you ever need to do. It has all that in it. So let's look for that file. That would be the preview file. Let's open that guy up. Now we don't need to actually change much, only the sizing. So there's two things you need to do. So if we go to image and image size, we actually need this to be about 50 pixels wide. And we want it to constrain proportions. So that means that it'll change the height in the same ratio as the width. So we're going to change this to 50. And you notice we get a new height of 66. That's good. Now you see it's tiny. Okay, but it doesn't look like the file I showed earlier. So we do need to change the canvas size, which is the size of the whole file. And we need a file size of 256 pixels by 256 pixels, so a square. And we need this to be anchored in the top left corner. Okay, you remember the little picture that I showed earlier had the little character in the top left corner. If we anchor this to another place, it's going to put the little picture in the other place where we don't want it. We want it in the top left. So when we hit OK, you'll see we get that checkerboard and our character in the top corner. We're basically done. So let's close that, and it'll ask us to save it, which is good. We do want to save. Notice that it says format transparent. We want to make sure that's on transparent. Okay, we don't want any kind of image in this area. Alright, and we hit OK, and it'll take us back where we were. We do want to save. It'll say, do we want to replace? Yes, we want to replace that from the old one, and we are good to go. Okay, so we have all these now the way we want them. I have those other skins that I made earlier. Now we need to put them in the right place in the resource pack. So we're going to go back to this guy that we extracted, and in the assets, EDU textures, mobs. Now we're actually going to erase all of these in this case because we're replacing all of them. Well, all the ones that we have we are replacing. So I'm going to select all and just delete. And we're going to put in this guy. Okay, not the preview in this case. And we're going to take the skins for our students. We're going to select all of those, and we'll copy those over. I should have copied the teacher one as well, so I didn't lose it. Oops. Okay, and we're also going to go into the preview file here. And if you look at these are the standard ones that come with MinecraftEDU. We're going to select all and get rid of those as well. And we'll go to previews. We'll select all and copy and paste. And don't forget the one we just did, which is this guy over here. We'll bring him over. Okay. Now, You might say, well, what about the other teacher skins? What happens because we don't have those in here? Well, the cool thing about resource packs is they actually layer on top of one another. So if we don't have one of the textures or student skins or whatever in our list, it'll go down into the next level, which in this case will be the original MinecraftEDU texture pack or resource pack, and it'll get the texture from there. Okay, and you'll see how that works once we get in the game. Alright, so we have what we need. Now, we have our resource pack, and we've changed what's in assets, right? Okay, so now we need to zip it back up. We need to compress it back into a zip file. Now there's three things that we need to do or need to put into that zip file. That's the assets that we just changed. It still needs this pack.mcmeta and it still needs the pack.png. Now let's look at these two real quick. Pack.png is just a picture that goes along with the name of your pack inside the game, and you'll see that in a second. Now pack.mcmeta, we'll open that with Notepad, and you can see what that says. So this is just basically some information about what your pack is, and in this line here is the description, which will show up inside the game and tell the user what kind of resource pack that is. So you'll notice that the default texture pack for MinecraftEDU shows up when we go see in-game. For this pack, we've changed it, so let's change what it's called. And let's say we'll call this the test resource pack. Okay. For demo. Or tutorial. This is a tutorial in this case. Okay, so then we will save that. And you can do this in any kind of text editor, Notepad, or anything like that. That'll work. Okay, so we'll close that up. Now, we don't want to re-zip up everything, and we want to make sure that we're only zipping these three things by themselves. Okay, and one of the things that's easy to make a mistake is to zip up the whole resource pack folder, but unfortunately that's not going to work because it creates a folder within a folder, and we don't want that. Okay, so we just want these three things. So I'm going to hold Control and select all three of these. Okay, and not the original here. Okay, and then I'm going to use that isarc program again, and I'm going to add to archive file. I'm going to rename this. I don't want to change the location of it, so I'm just going to change the name here. So instead of calling it resource packs, we're going to call it test pack underscore tutorial. You can call it whatever you'd like, and we're going to hit add. You're going to see that show up right here. Okay, I'm going to make a copy of that. Well, actually I don't need to make a copy of that because we're in actually the right spot. It's in the resource packs folder, and we'll go over again where that is. And since we've zipped that up, I don't want any confusion happening or anything like that, so I'm going to actually take these and erase them so they're not in our way. We know where they are. They're in here already. We just zip them up. Okay, so now we have two resource packs in here, the original one and our new one we made. Okay, so let's see what that actually looks like. So we'll go back to our Minecraft folder, and remember the resource packs are in Minecraft resource packs. Okay, so I already have a game running, so I have my server running here. Excuse me, the server running, and I have a client going. So if we just log in, I have a tutorial world. Now you'll notice that these guys down here are our students, and obviously our teachers and things like that. Okay, so I'm just going to sign in as a student, and let's pick one here. We'll get this guy with the creeper shirt on, and we connect. Okay, so we're in the tutorial world, and if we hit F5, we can see what we look like. Right? So if we walk here, we can see what we look like. All right. Now, in order to change the resource pack, we're going to hit the escape key, go to Options, and then down to Resource Packs. All right. So on the right side here, you'll see a default resource pack, and you'll see the MCEDU resource pack. That's the original one. And see over here we have available resource packs, test pack tutorial, which we just created. Now notice when we hover over it, we get this arrow. Now when we want to install that into our game, we're going to put it into the selected resource packs list. And notice there is now kind of a hierarchy of resource packs. The new one we just made is at the top, the original MinecraftEDU one, and then the original Minecraft one. We can actually move this down the list if we wanted to. That'll put the original at a higher precedence. We don't want that. We want our new ones to override. So anything that we've included in this pack will be what we see. Anything that's not in here, like the rest of the teacher skins or block textures and things like that, will be taken care of by these other resource packs. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we've got it in our list. We're going to hit done. That'll load up, and we'll go back into our game, and you'll see, oh, I have a new skin. Alright. And at that point, I wasn't really sure what skin I would have at that time, but let me show you what we've done. So if we hit escape and get out of the game for a second, and we go back in, now we actually have other choices. We don't have an additional number of choices, we just have replaced the choices with skins. And remember that teacher skin that we did? Okay, he is right there. Alright, so this is the function of the preview files. And this is where they show up. So if you don't pose your character but still make a preview, he's going to be standing straight up or whatever. So that's the reason why we did all those poses. Okay, and it's easy once you're in there to just kind of swap the skins through, and the poses will stay the same with that website that we used. So that's kind of handy. So let's log in as our teacher and connect and see what we look like. And there we are. We've got our tuxedo on. Pretty cool. Alright, so that's about it for putting resource packs into MinecraftEDU and changing your skins. Could be pretty helpful if your students want to use new skins instead of the default ones. That might be a lesson you can do, is have them make their own skins. If you're the one making all the skins and things like that, it does take quite a while of back and forth and building and saving and things like that. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. If you have the kids doing it, it'd be really, really fast. So that might be something you want to try. So that's resource packs. If you have any questions, please send them to the Minecraft Teachers Google group or put a comment on this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.